All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for your main event of the evening. Scheduled for a best of 5. Introductions, please. First, coming down the aisle, looking to heat it up and take this live dance event to supplant themselves, going back to Germany. This is the number 1 seed, Pixel Andy. And his opponent is, once again, the reigning, defending, undisputed Jonas Cup champion. He's looking to go back to back and show you that it is a Fractal time. Baby, let's go Fractal! Fractal, I understand that you have a few words for your opponent this evening.
I have a few words for everybody. Pixel Andy is the greatest DAS player of all time. Let me tell you, I have seen this man in person, and you would not believe he is as cracked as he is jacked. I could glaze this man all day. Like, look at all the events he's won. He dominates the DAS Masters. He dominates the DAS League. He dominates CTWC DAS. He dominates everything he participates in. And it's not like he just gets lucky or anything. It's not like he just got the right pieces always at the right time. No, there are numbers to support this. He has played more games than anybody else, and he still has the highest fair median score. He has like the highest pre-transition. He has the highest post-transition. He has the highest post-transition, which only he can play, by the way. He is twice as good at making it to the end of the game as everybody else in the entire world. All the numbers say that the winner of the 2025 Jonas Cup will be Pixel Andy. But there's something that I've come to learn, and I'm gonna tell it to you right now. Numbers lie. The numbers lie! And I know this to be true because how can mere numbers describe the complexity of this chaotic and wonderful game that is Classic Tetris? Sure, they might be right every now and then, but there's always gonna be something that slips between the cracks, something that doesn't go as expected. And wouldn't you know it, more often than not, that something is mean. According to the numbers, I was the ELO disadvantage in every single Mega Masters match I played. Guess what? I won. According to the numbers, I was nowhere near a title contender for the 2023 Classic Tetris World Championships. Guess what? I won. According to the numbers, I was too inconsistent. I was just one of many pretty good players that will be playing in the 2024 Jonas Cup. Guess what? I won. And I can't explain why this happens. I can't explain any of it. I don't think anybody can. But I do know this. There is magic here in the Portland Retro Gaming Expo at this moment, on this day, with this crowd playing this game. I am unstoppable. And Pixel Andy, you know this better than everybody, because every single year we've been to Portland, we played each other. And every single year, guess what? I won. Pixel Andy, and I do genuinely mean this from the bottom of my heart. I have so much respect for you. You are the greatest DAS player of all time. But do you really think that's enough to beat me?
Mistakes. Make some noise for the finals. All right, let's go ahead and count them down from 5. Here we go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tetris!
Stress.
All right, there we go. Everything is zeroed out as it should be.
Yes. K9 watching Tetris, 6377. Thank you. Saying go Andy go.
All right, it has slight differentiation in the stack as both players waiting for the first eyepiece to be used for a Tetris.
There it is. Boom, simul Tetris.
And both players have cleared one single as well.
Another simul Tetris, a little bit of almost clone Tris action going on here.
Yeah, they're so synchronized. Andy, however, with a J piece dependency, And Fractal
Both
with
with a
eyepiece
single. Look at that. That's how sync they are, but not anymore. Fractal now clean. Andy having to burn that single there.
Yeah, very tricky drought there. Not only was there the evidence of the drought, but it was also how tricky the pieces were for both players' stacks. Some pieces worked out well for Andy, but not for Fractal, and then vice versa. But to open up with Fractal here with a just under a Tetris lead.
And another simul Tetris. Yeah, this match is going to be wild. You know, you got the consistency and power of Andy, and then Fractal is just getting better and better over the course of this event.
But now it looks like things are pretty stable. And oh, fortunate double eyepiece over there for Andy. Didn't have that column 9 built up, and so just got directly able to use it to score a to set up for the Tetris.
Some other good timing there too, just getting that stack ready just in time for the next long bar.
Fractal having to set up a delay burn here. Able to take that skim single. Tetris time with a $3 contribution. Thank you. And it is indeed time for Tetris. No one. Oh, there it is. Yeah, time for Tetris. Tetris for Andy.
Yeah, that's.
So far, things are looking pretty calm. While players starting to stack a little bit more flat. You'll generally see more flatter stacking when players are trying to be super efficient, especially in the case of making sure that column 9 is built up to where you're not having to skim to get Tetris ready. Because in this stage, every line of efficiency matters. On level 18, you have a lot of playability with the DAS playstyle, less than you have on level 19, so you want to rack up as much points as you can.
Right, and then not be forced to push yourself at the end and take more risks than you need to survive.
322 for Fractal, 380 or 283 for Andy. Still separated by just about under 2 Tetrises.
Yeah, just. It's been going back and forth between 1 and 2 Tetrises now.
And so far, the boards are just clean. An adjustment over there from Fractal, however, did not have any spot for that S piece.
This could be Andy's chance to catch up there. Those skims having to take the double and not able to use that long bar for a Tetris. But also Andy.
Ooh, miss drop.
Even you end with 579. Thank you.
And also Pumpy Heart with a $21 contribution.
So yeah, both players having to burn some lines, but Andy coming out with a bit of a mess now. Had some type B looking burns there. Manages to get the right pieces.
Ooh, good. Oh, Chris Bidwell with a $50 contribution, bringing us up to 6,600.
Fractal opening up a larger lead now. 3 Tetrises. Andy finally out of that dig. Gets a triple into the Tetris. That will help. 2.5 Tetrises behind Fractal now. Oh, Fractal not getting that box over to the left, but should be able to shift a J into there.
And that's crazy when you think about it. Despite that very complicated dig that Andy went through, only down by anywhere from 2 to 3 Tetrises, depending on where Fractal is at, because Fractal's slightly ahead in lines.
Thank you, Ian Backer. $5 contribution. Boom Tetris for Andy. 3.5 Tetrises behind. Now 4.5. Okay. Andy coming out of that with another Tetris. 3.5 behind.
Closing in on the first transition of level or of this match. And we're looking at 650 territory for Fractal.
The efficiency of Fractal continues, 88%.
I think that was a big kind of focus point in the matchup against AV was Fractal just had these ridiculous level 18 paces. And it's not like AV played bad 18. It's just Fractal played that good in comparison. There it is, 600,000, still 3 Tetrises available.
Yeah, really just pouring on that efficiency.
Oh, wow. Actually gets the L piece for the tuck there, too. Omenvoir with a $100 contribution, bringing us up to 6,700. And all right, that burn double means that only 2 Tetrises can be scored over here for Fractal, but we are running into a drought.
Oh, it's going to take another double. You want to get your board back into shape before transitions and 5 lines. Okay, boom Tetris for Fractal. That'll put him at 129. Will he burn into? Okay, yeah, he burns the double and then into the Tetris. Staying safe.
563 5-3 transition for Andy. It was a 650 for Fractal.
So yeah, even it was a great transition for score for Andy, but just not as efficient as Fractal's 600 plus here. Now over 130,000 points ahead, 5 Tetris lead.
Yeah, and it was also scary because there was a 30-piece drought as they led into transition. And so it's very easy for both players to kind of get lured into that false sense of security. But right now, 735 to Andy's 599. Another Tetris for Fractal. Andy's going to try and bite back, though, with that Tetris.
Fractal's maintaining. He's 84. Hasn't
Still
done a lot of burns after transition. Look, another Tetris for Fractal.
Andy looking for something to fill in the center. Finds all the right pieces. There's a Tetris for Andy. Oh, beautiful adjustments. Another nice set of adjustments over there for Andy. Going to get Tetris ready, but the thing is...
Fractal's not letting up one bit.
Exactly. Andy is now Tetris ready again. J-piece dependent. Doesn't get the J-piece in time, and now is starting to stack up high. Hits the quick tap, gets the I-piece all the way over to the right. A couple burns, 2 singles, and is potentially going to get back in a Tetris scoring position soon.
Still burning, though, and Fractal has just been maintaining this level of aggression. 84% still.
905,000 at level 23. Andy has 749. And there it is, Tetris for Andy. Survival is important, so Andy surviving still gives him a fighting chance. Fractal now having to do a couple of burns. Another Tetris for Andy. Now only down by 100,000 points, and line counts are identical. That's 3 Tetrises separating them, but Fractal answers with a Tetris of his own. 943 to now 810. Tetris for Fractal, Tetris for Andy.
Fractal letting up just a bit.
Tetris for Andy. And Tetris for Fractal.
But yeah, they're both now.
There's the max out, level 25 for Fractal.
Very early max out there for Fractal.
Ooh, this is getting scary though. Andy needs the eyepiece, not able to use it for the Tetris. Running up high, has to go for the double, but no more burns can be afforded. Now needs to get a piece over the left, hits the quick tap. Still Tetris ready, knocks down a Tetris, but down by 4 Tetrises, and Fractal's going to make that 5.
Yeah, Fractal hasn't let up. So far ahead now, 5 Tetrises.
There it is, 1.1 into level 27 for Fractal.
This could be some kind of record here if Fractal keeps this up. I mean,
there's another Tetris for Fractal and a Tetris for
yet.
Andy.
1149.
Even going aggressive here with the long bar placement in column 9 is Fractal. He wants every Tetris, and there's another one. 1.184. But hold on, the pieces were a little
Andy
bit complicated.
maxed out too.
1.5 or 1.05. There it is, another Tetris for Fractal. 1.2, and one more is still possible. Oh wait, no way. He's gonna try and set up.
Wow. Boom!
There's a Tetris for Fractal.
1258. There's nothing Andy can do.
Hold on, Andy is still going. Needs to try and get something over. Can't hit the quick tap. Game 1 goes to Fractal with 1,258,000. That is Fractal's new PB. And a comp record.
Comp record.
They're good for game number 2. Let's go ahead and get them counted down in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tetris.
Stress. But yeah, we'll see if that kind of effort, that kind of efficiency in any way, drains Fractal of his powers, or if they're just going to keep getting stronger and stronger over the course of the day here like we've seen so far.
Yeah, that is the tricky thing, and it gets better over time, but, after a big game like that, it's very easy, or it's very common for players to have, not such a great game because, you're calming down, you're going off of all that adrenaline, and then now you're back to 18 where you have to really focus and take advantage of every line clear. So far, Andy with a slight advantage has taken a couple more burn lines than Fractal, and now we're tied.
Yeah, both of them taking some singles, but getting the Tetrises where they need to be. When that long bar comes, if you can cash those in, then that's why we're neck and neck early on.
Ooh, a couple of tricky pieces over here for Fractal.
Yeah, that's going to cost. Lost a couple of burns, but into a Tetris. 760 point difference.
Very good openers for both of these players here, separated by 2 burn lines,
Yeah.
which have interestingly have come on the side of Fractal. Andy looking for an O piece here, might just go for the L spin, hits the L spin.
It's in there.
And ooh, a couple of misdrops over there for Andy. Now long bar dependent on the left-hand side.
Fixes it up, and yeah, gets dependency filled by the long bar.
And now Fractal is going to take a lead as a result of that.
Yeah. And another efficient looking game here. Fractal just disposing of that S piece on the left.
But because of the dig that Fractal just had endured, we are now back to being separated by less than a double at this point. There's some pushdown action happening on from Andy as well, too.
Yeah, that's a recent development. See if it works out or makes a difference in Andy's play here.
That left side does get fixed up. Good T piece. Well is open. There it is. Tetris for Andy. 266 for Andy. 286 for Fractal.
Yeah, I would say so far that Fractal's efficiency hasn't faltered yet. If it were to. 82% and rising.
I like the way that Andy tried to approach that, hoping for preemptively setting up the adjustment if proper pieces came for that. But now there's a long bar dependency and a J piece dependency. Actually, could
go-
decide no,
Oh,
not going to go
takes a
for it.
triple. Yeah, that's a less aggressive move, but you know somebody's just got to get back into textbook position here, and Andy is.
But now Fractal up to a 2 Tetris lead. Oh, beautiful triple, and the adjustment on the L as well.
Yeah, getting that board back into position. Sometimes if you could do it with a triple, that's what's best.
Ragings with the $20.31 contribution, bringing us up to $7,000 in the prize pool now.
Yeah, that next milestone is 8,000.
A couple more burns being forced over here from Fractal, and so Andy's going to be able to take advantage. T-Beck with another another contribution of $20.30. Thank you, T-Beck.
Tetris for Andy, now within striking distance within the Tetris.
Ooh, a
Behind.
couple of tricky. Wow, that is
Ooh.
3 long bars in a row there.
Whoa.
And it was just Fractal's board was not set up for it.
Yeah.
The irony of getting eyepieces actually making your board worse.
Yeah, it's starting to look jagged, but Fractal evening it out quite nicely. Boom, Tetris for Andy.
Got a pretty close game, but of course, we do got to keep in mind, Andy is ahead in lines.
Yeah, that's about a couple of Tetris' worth at the most.
So true deficit is about 42,000. It looks like Andy has found a rhythm.
Yeah, Andy looking a lot more comfortable this game. 70% Tetris rate. Fractal still efficient, not quite the monster efficiency of last game, but definitely solid. 530K going 15 lines, 2 transition, 533 for Andy. Neck and neck.
Another Tetris over there for Fractal. Can afford 3 more before the level 19 transition. We're looking at another 600K from Fractal.
Yep. Okay,
Andy.
a little bit of a drought is going to go into transition. Gets a long bar. Boom, Tetris for Andy. 567 after transition.
Fractal getting up very high, but it withstands the drought and still manages the 600K transition. So 605 to 592. Andy about a full level ahead.
Yeah, it could be due to Andy pushing down somewhat earlier on. Changing up the rhythm there.
There it is. Tetris for Fractal now up to 657. Andy continuing to put on the pressure here. Another Tetris for Andy further into the real-time lead. But Fractal does have the pace advantage. Another Tetris for Fractal, taking the lead back from Andy, as Andy potentially going to set up here for a column 5. Knocks it down, burns a single, and back to the right-hand side. 7:35 to now 7:28. Fractal in the lead as Andy gets Tetris ready and knocks down another one. Ooh, a couple of tricky pieces over here for Fractal. That's going to be a slowdown. Maybe not something massive, but hold on. Those pieces are a little bit complicated.
Ooh,
Hits the
wow.
T-spin, sets up a delay burn,
Into
and brings the
triple.
stack all the way down to the bottom.
But that's kind of what Andy needs to get into the true lead now. They're at nearly just 4 lines apart, so that's pretty much, yeah, that's finally a true lead for Andy, pulling in with 822 at 180 lines, level 24, so getting into max out range here.
There's a Tetris for Fractal, goes up to 838. So all it takes is just one dig to kind of like turn the momentum, because now
Yeah.
it is a very close game.
Both players super efficient.
868 to now 889. Andy continuing to play clean, getting Tetris ready, making sure that that left is under control. S flat over there from Fractal, knocks in a Tetris, but now has a long bar dependency to contend with, or might convert it into a well. No, he's just
Nope,
going to
takes
burn
a
it down.
Triple into a double, so that is actually going to be what Pixel Andy needs there to get even another Tetris ahead.
But Fractal's going to buy back with a Tetris of his own. Fractal's still behind by 4 lines, so still has a Tetris more and change. But of course, there is some 29 playability that we know from Andy.
That's true.
Tetris for Fractal, 975 to now 989. 1 Tetris away from the
Okay.
max. There's the max for Andy in level 27. And Fractal, ooh, I like that placement of the eye. There's the max
Wow.
for Fractal. Double max out. 1,000,000, 10,000, 1,000,000, 26,000.
Now Fractal really pushing the efficiency now. Knows the situation. Both players actually having to do this. Boom,
Fractal getting up high though. That left side is very uncomfortable. Goes for the double, keeping the well open.
Spots
Drought
are
counter
good.
starts ticking. Running
No
into
long
a drought.
bar. Where's the
Nothing
long
to
bar?
burn. Needs the
No
long bar.
bar.
Can't get it
No,
over.
no.
And Andy ties it
Andy
up
takes
1-1 with a 1.1.
That's still going.
Trying to get. Waiting on this eyepiece. Another drought. Still waiting. Wow. 27 drought, but 1.1. Andy answered back in kind. We are now tied up.
Yes.
1-1.
1-1. The way you want to see it.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tetris.
Tetris. We saw at the end there, both players getting hit with a drought. And it's just like when you're desperate for getting every single last possible point, when those droughts hit, you know, it's a little disheartening when the long bar doesn't come, but you do what you can.
All right, both players have taken a single, and Tetris will be scored. But we are now tied up 1-1. So it looks like we're not going to be seeing a sweep here, because this tournament has had a lot of sweeps.
Yeah. No, I think that this was going to be a exciting showdown no matter what. I mean, both players are, you know, at their peak now. This is the best DAS that we've even seen in the world in front of our face, and the 2 players that can execute it are right here in Portland, Oregon.
Bit of a little staircase over here for Fractal, so it's going to cost him some burn lines in order to get things back into a scoring position. Now JP's dependent, and ooh, kind of feel the pain in that.
Yeah, having to take a triple and at least a single there. All right, back into position. Andy's clean and gets a Tetris. Fractal a little bit behind in the piece sequence, also able to use that long bar, but Andy up by just under a Tetris.
Nice adjustment over there for Andy. Now kind of has that same staircase that we saw Fractal had that kind of set Fractal back, but I love that S flat. Just the pieces weren't terribly accommodating. Fractal getting a little bit uncomfortable here, but great solve. That's going to be a double.
Nice.
Like the delay burn setup over there on that J as well.
Yeah, definite big brain delay burn setup there. You love to see it. And it all started from what looked like a miss shift, so it compounded, turned into a mess, but one of the most efficient solves of that I've seen possible.
192 for Andy, 181 for Fractal. As Andy knocks down another Tetris.
Andy just disposing of those long bars to the left.
Another Tetris for Fractal.
Yep.
And both players now with clean boards.
Yep, yeah, nice and clean. They're both finding their rhythm here. They both seem to have some good momentum now. I mean, both are scoring the best we've seen in the course of the tournament.
The way that the game opened, it was a little bit tricky, players having to deal with these uncomfortable staircase situations. But it seems like now, for the most part, pieces are falling relatively kind, but Fractal's board has no current S accommodation. So that's going to force at least 2 more burn lines.
Andy trying to get that board flat again.
Fractal going beautiful.
Nice.
The pieces worked out.
He's going to go aggressive, or no, he's going to take the double.
Thank you, Fractal. See, it is viable sometimes. And Tetris for Fractal, 304,000 to 340,000. Andy really throwing those S's over, just trying to hold out for that eyepiece.
Yeah, I noticed both players are just really good at getting stuff over to the left. I mean, it's a little bit more work to do it, but it makes your board state better, then it's worth the effort. Andy pulling ahead a little bit more as time goes on in this match. Now 2.5 Tetrises ahead.
Clean stacks so far. Andy having to take some burns, just didn't have a spot for that S piece. That's one of the trickiest things in Classic Tetris, is trying to have accommodation for as many pieces as possible. And then when RNG decides to give you the one piece that you don't have clean accommodation for, trying to figure out what's the best way to place that piece.
Yeah, make it easy to burn off later. Like
Speaking
that.
about burning off, players are going to have to start burning soon because you're in the midst of a drought. And great timing. 400,000 for Fractal, 441 for Andy. And Fractal going to be able to use this opportunity that Andy's burning to close the gap significantly.
Yeah, just like that. Andy was ahead by a couple of Tetrises, but no longer. We are neck and neck.
Couple more burns being forced over here. We were separated by a single there for a second.
Yeah. No, this is, both players with so much momentum. We're going to see them.
And we're separated by 10 points. Andy started pushing down to avoid the tie.
Wow. The 470, I mean, it's not going to be a most stellar transition score here, but the fact that they're so competitive with each other, their scores are probably just a result of the piece set at this point.
Fractal covered up the well right when the eyepiece came. So Andy is going to be able to take a 1 Tetris advantage as he transitions with 541. Fractal, on the other hand, will transition also at 543. 300 or 200 points is what separates us right now. But Andy with that left side only has 2 more burns. But there it is. Great lead time long bar. You'll be with $50 contribution. Thank you. 544 to now 570. Another Tetris for Fractal.
Yeah, neck and neck we go through level 19 speed. Here we go.
Game number 3. Winner of this will be 1 step away from winning the entire tournament. Fractal 2 Minos shy, being able to score the Tetris, is now Tetris ready and knocks one down. 619 to now 605.
Andy having to take the double there. Now Fractal with the Tetris and a half lead. That's just, a couple of line burns, and that's what the result is.
But now Andy's now in a consistent scoring position. Fractal actually had to take a flat eyepiece burn, was 1 Minos shy being Tetris ready, so Andy knocks down a Tetris and follows it up with another going into the lead. 662. Fractal lost as on long bar, but another eyepiece comes and able to score a Tetris.
Yeah, the lead shift is just going back and forth here.
Very tricky, jagged formation over here for both players. Fractal was able to clean it up, but Andy now in trouble. Gonna have to take the triple and now bring the stack down. And that just means it's a perfect opportunity for Fractal. Good delayed burns set up for Andy.
Nice.
Fractal looking for this eyepiece, goes for the triple, much needed, and there it is, Tetris for Fractal. 720 to now 679.
And he had to do a lot of frame perfect maneuvers to get that to work out there.
Small misdrop over here for Andy. He's going to knock down the Tetris. A T-spin is set up. Should that T-piece come? It does. T-spin is hit.
Nails it. Not easy to do.
Fractal also having to do some burning. Hits a crucial quick tap. Missing that would have been game over.
Wow.
And now we're separated by less than a half a Tetris. Andy is Tetris ready. Fractal still trying to get into his scoring position, but massive O-burst. Both players in trouble now. Fractal still with the lead. Andy needs this eyepiece. Trying to hold out for it. Fractal brings the stack all the way down to the bottom. Andy gets the eyepiece, does a flat delay burn. Very smart.
Wow.
Keeping everything alive still. Nice tug. LRJ is wanted. Misdrop over there for Andy. Needs a L piece. Eyepiece comes. Would love another eyepiece. And there it is. Tetris for Andy. Staying alive. Going into the lead, but Fractal takes it right back. And now Andy is in no position to score, and we're down to our final 3 levels.
That board back into shape for the end here.
And he's getting good pieces to burn down. But now is behind by a Tetris and a half. But hold on, Fractal also having to take some burns into 27. All right, Andy has brought the board all the way down to the bottom.
Where is he going to build the well? Okay, he's going to do it in column 3.
But we're in another drought here.
Gets the log bar. Boom, Tetris for Andy, 8-14.
And he might decide, no, he's going to take the double. There's the Tetris for Fractal. Now at 862, tuck for Andy, knocks down another Tetris, 852.
Neck and neck.
He has to go for it to stand a chance. Nice adjustment. Looks like we're going to opt for the column 5 setup for the kill screen Tetris. And oh no, that hang. But hold on, there still might be a chance if he could get pieces over. And not going to be enough. 889 is Andy's final score. Fractal with 939 takes game number 3.
What a
finish. Is 1 game away from winning Jonas Cup again.
What a finish. And Andy looked like he had that triple set up at the end too, but just couldn't get it set up to clear.
It was very tough because he needed to get that eyepiece over all the way to the left to continue building up for the extra Tetris, and even then would still have to get a tremendous amount of level 29 played in order to encompass Fractal's current score. Because Fractal also played in 29 just to boost it up that much further.
Yeah, both players here scoring after kill screen.
But man, both players deserve massive props for that digs that they both endured. That O-burst it could have been fatal for 99% of players, but not only did Fractal survive, but Andy survived as well and still managed to take it all the way to 29 for an opportunity. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, Tetris!
Stress. Clone Tris going on here. Okay, they broke the Clone Tris. Simul Tetris.
That was an interesting differentiation too. And the way that the pieces are running, it looks like it doesn't necessarily hurt. Oh, nice adjustment over there for Andy.
Simul Tetris again.
Andy having to go for the S-flat delay burn. I like that T-flat. But Andy was 1 Mino shy of being able to score Tetris, but another eyepiece comes, so separated by a single now. Another Tetris over there for Andy, so very close and contested here.
No real differences yet. Both players clean, bang down Tetrises simultaneously. That's what they want to do. Andy needing to win this round, stay in the match and the tournament. Fractal 1 away from becoming 2-time Jonas Cup champion.
And while these players are getting things kind of situated here, I think that last game was a perfect demonstrator because we've seen what happens when the pieces cooperate with you. I mean, Fractal's world record in game 1, which saying that is ridiculous. Fractal's world record in game 1 is demonstrative of that. And Andy's, 1.1 million. There's the Vis. Fractal is set up for a dirty Tetris, but no, it's just going to burn it out. Or, going to go for the S flat there. See what he's cooking here. No, it looks like Andy's going to be able to take advantage, and that will be a lead. But Fractal should be in a position to score should a J piece come. And it's not getting J piece.
I think Fractal got indecisive there, and that's going to cost the lead. Andy ahead by 2 Tetrises now.
Nice quick tap, good recovery because that partial dash. There is Tetris for Fractal. But yeah, as I was saying, in game 2, Andy with the 1.1. But game 3, I think, demonstrated how good these players are when the pieces don't cooperate.
Right.
Because everyone can score Tetrises if you get the pieces for it. But can everyone survive droughts or survive, a 3-0 burst when you're already 10 rows high on level 19?
Yeah.
Not everyone can do that. And I think these players demonstrated that level of flexibility with their skill set fantastically. Speaking about flexibility, Fractal is going to have some flexible solutions following that Tetris to get back into a scoring position, and same with Andy.
Andy taking the triple there. Both players kind of taking the safe route rather than going for high dirty Tetrises, which is the wise thing to do if you're playing DAS. Never want to get too high up on the board, even if these players are used to playing up that high as rollers. Andy maintaining a 2 Tetris lead now. About halfway to transition here. 304 for Andy, 254 for Fractal.
Fractal, yeah, 30 Tetris setup, but another drought. And, couldn't find the adjustment, but maybe decided not to go for it, just wanted to stay safe. And as a result, Andy's going to go up to a 3 Tetris lead just about.
Yeah, both players are kind of taking doubles and triples here where they come. It's just that Fractal, in that case, came out of a dig of sorts. Andy, okay, Samuel Tetris. And Andy with another Tetris. Fractal is set up, so is able to cash that in too.
Clean play so far. Fractal now J-piece dependent. Andy having to do some burning, and I like the delay burn setup over there from Fractal, but still can't use the eyepiece. Eyepieces are just coming at annoying times in Fractal's case.
Yeah, and Andy with that up there is going to be able to capitalize and increase that lead to almost 3 Tetrises. Oh, Andy now might be able to take a triple off the top there. Takes a Tetris and takes a triple as prescribed. And another triple for Andy, but makes things nice and clean. Fractal getting the Tetris. And with a nice tuck there is clean again.
Closing in on the level 19 transition. Andy in the lead by 1 Tetris real time and a Tetris in pace.
Yeah, actually, Andy, for the first time, not being ahead in the piece set as much as Fractal is. No push down.
And that was just simply because Fractal was playing a lot higher and having to burn lines at a more rapid pace.
Yeah.
Ooh, nice overhang over there from Andy. And you can see the head nod of approval.
Tetris for Andy. 2 Tetris lead.
2 Tetrises remain here on level 18. There's 1 for Fractal.
And there's the other into transition at 5:02 for Fractal. Andy's still with 1 more Tetris for level 19 possible.
Good delay burn setup over there for Andy, and Tetris ready as well. The question is that eyepiece going to come? Does have an overhang, commits to the tuck, and there it is, Tetris for Andy, transitioning at 5:55.
And then getting another long bar right afterwards, scoring, maintaining this 2 Tetris lead, which has kind of been there since the beginning.
The spire over here for Fractal is scary. Hits the quick tap, but now that right side is a huge concern. And Fractal is actually going to top out. And ladies and gentlemen, we are going to a decider.
This is the last round of the Jonas Cup 2025. Let's make some noise.
You ready, Chris Tang?
I'm ready, Sharky.
Are y'all ready, Portland? Let's count them down in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tetris!
Stress.
That was a lot of S's to open up with, not gonna lie.
Game's not gonna make it easy for them, but it all comes down to this.
Game 5. Will we have a repeat champion, or will Andy finally break the curse that has been plaguing him the past year?
Yeah, it's going to be an amazing story and an amazing ending here. Either way.
Yeah, it's been a very tricky sequence over here for Fractal. Just hasn't been able to get that comfortable board. And it's going to commit to actually filling in the long bar
nice dirty
dependency.
for Andy there. That's got to feel good.
Yeah, both players are clean, separated by a single.
And boom, Tetris for Andy. And boom, Tetris for Fractal. Here we go. Andy with another Tetris. Fractal having to burn a couple of lines. Let's see what Fractal does with this. Nothing special. Looks like just a burn of a single and a double off the top. And gets Tetris ready. Boom, Tetris for Fractal. Just a little less than a Tetris behind Andy.
So far, pretty calm pieces seem to be falling ideally for players. Great board accommodation. Andy looking for a J piece though. And it's going to actually be prevented from using that I piece to score Tetris. So Fractal bringing us back down to now separated by half a single. There's the Tetris for Andy and the Tetris for Fractal.
Yep.
And that's the crazy thing, because Andy just had to burn a couple of lines, had a one Tetris lead, and then now it's gone, and we're back into a neck-and-neck game.
Yep. Yeah, both players, I think, have a lot of momentum here coming off good games.
It's going to be a skim taken over there from Fractal. And this is one of the most nerve-wracking positions to be in when you and your opponent are scoring off the same bars, because that just means that every Tetris that you score, you're not gaining or losing ground. You're just staying right there. But hold on, Fractal couldn't utilize that I piece. Makes the adjustments, going to commit to the J piece dependency on the left.
And gets the long bar, bring it down.
Still going to be looking for that J piece. Sets up an overhang.
It doesn't want to come. Bails on it. Comes long bar dependent.
And oh, this is a bit tricky over here for Fractal.
Does get the long bar.
That's a single followed up by a double. Nice adjustment. Great skim. Reopens up the well.
Yeah, that was a great solve to get out of a sticky situation there. Damage could have been a lot worse, but Andy now a couple of Tetrises ahead.
Oh, the drought counters start ticking again. And nice skim over there for Fractal. Tetris for Fractal. Andy at 316. Fractal now at 317.
Yeah, Andy taking a triple there, so...
Really tough O piece over there for Fractal. Couldn't really decide what to do with an accidental rotation. So that's going to be more burns forced.
Andy with a Spire. Could turn into a dependency, yeah. But gets the long bar to fill it pretty much immediately. And board is clean for Andy. Boom, Tetris for Andy. That's going to extend the lead to 2.5 Tetrises now. Biggest of the round so far.
But now Fractal is back down to the bottom, so has a chance to reset. There's Tetris for Andy.
80,000 points ahead. But Fractal can finally fire back with this Tetris. Andy with one hole in the stack now. Gonna have to take a burn. Nothing complicated.
All right, Tetris for Fractal. So trying to close the gap down by just about 3 Tetrises. There's another Tetris for Fractal, but Andy's going to negate any points or any lead change.
The boards are the cleanest we've seen so far. Fractal with a Tetris. Reducing the deficit to less than 2 Tetrises now, but Andy ready to score, waiting on that long bar. Let's take a single and then into the Tetris. Now almost 3 Tetrises ahead as we cross over the 100 line mark. The turn.
Getting very contested here. Simul Tetris. Very tricky center over here for Fractal. He was looking for ways to potentially resolve it in an ideal fashion, but the pieces were just not friendly. But I like the way that he did fix up that.
Yeah, gets the skims off the top. Doesn't lose too many lines there, thankfully, just 2.
This is it, the final transition of the tournament. 516 now for Fractal, 576. Andy with one last Tetris can get a 600K transition.
But opts to go for the single instead.
And there it is, 577 and now 540. Andy has the lead at the first half of the game.
Does get the Tetris right after transition though. So in 600K.
Fractal now following suit, looking for the L or the J. Gets an eyepiece, beautiful flat burn, reopens up the well. Andy's been having to deal with some issues, so Fractal knocks down a Tetris and closes the gap to now just under a Tetris. Nice adjustment for Fractal, but a misdrop. Gonna go for some flat placements.
Yeah, Andy
needs to hit this T-spin. Very crucial. Beautiful double flip and a Tetris, bringing Fractal into the lead. Now both players are cleaning up, so now it's a big question: who gets
who's
clean
gonna
faster?
get out of this? It's crucial. Okay.
Oh,
Andy gets the piece he needs.
Oh, he commits to the triple. So now we are still in this neck and neck territory. Both players with the boards clean. There it is, Tetris for Andy.
Just barely in the lead. We are neck and neck now into the 19 speeds.
Beautiful flat burns over here from Andy. Still needs that eyepiece to fill in that dependency in column 2. Gets it filled, but Fractal has taken the lead. Andy reopens up the well, 2 minutes shy from being Tetris ready. Needs something to fill in that column 4, column 5. Fractal is Tetris ready, knocks down a Tetris. One Tetris further in the lead, but no, Andy brings it right back. One Tetris is what separates us. Andy is Tetris ready. Fractal also Tetris ready.
Yeah. So
Andy.
this is gonna go down to the wire.
Ooh, Andy's gonna try and accept the delay burn. Gets the eyepiece, but now there's various holes that Andy's gonna have to deal with. But he might be cooking up a great solution. Would love an S-piece here. Finds that S-piece that opens up that well.
Very good.
Nice quick tap and the Tetris for Andy into the lead as Fractal is now in a bit of trouble. Not gonna try and go for the tuck. He's in trouble. Able to burn down a triple. Goes for the tuck. Nice double. Still trying to keep things alive as Andy has now solidified a 1 Tetris lead. Nice quick tap over there for Fractal.
Andy's clean. Andy waiting for the long bar.
And Fractal cleans up to get back in the scoring position, but he's on row 2. There's a
Boom,
Tetris for Andy. Fractal Tetris ready, needs this eyepiece, doesn't get that piece all the way over to the left. There's the Tetris, but now the board is in disarray.
Needs to clean up. Boom, Tetris for Andy. Tetris and a half ahead.
And these staggered holes for Fractal are proving problematic. A badly timed S and Z, and he knocks down another Tetris, now up by 2.5.
Andy getting really efficient here.
Good tucks over here for Fractal, and he might have to go for it. He has to go for it. He's going for the dirty Tetris. Finds the dirty Tetris, but Andy knocks down one as well. 919 to now 835. We're down to our final 2 levels.
Kill screen is coming.
And Andy has a clean board. There's very little room for error. Nice quick tap over there for Fractal. Putting out for the next eyepiece. J piece to pin is going to fill it in with the Z piece.
Andy is Tetris ready, waiting for the long bar.
So is Fractal, but nothing, the eyepiece is not coming.
Andy taking a triple.
Where's the eyepiece? We are in a drought. This is the decider. There it is. Tetris for Fractal.
Andy opening it back up. And boom, Tetris for Andy. 971, about to max out.
That could be the dagger. Could
and
this be
boom,
it?
Tetris for Andy.
Couple misshots for Fractal.
Fractal is not in position.
And after a year's worth of coming second in every single DAS in-person tournament, Andy takes Game 5 of the Jonas Cup.
We have a new Jonas Cup champion. It is Pixel Andy.
The amount of pressure that players had to endure, especially when pieces weren't going their way, especially when they were so close. And then you could feel the moment when Andy realized that he'd done it. After
the joy in Andy's eyes. I just love this feeling I'm seeing. All that hard work, all that consistency. The numbers tell the truth. And Andy is your champion.
From last year's Jonas Cup, after coming second in Stillwater to his brother, after coming second to Blue Scooty in Space City, after coming second to Geo in CTWC DAS, after a bracket reset, and now he finally has done it and came first place at an in-person DAS tournament. Once again, give a huge round of applause, not just to Andy, but to Fractal as well.
It could not have happened without Fractal pushing Andy to that limit, smashing all of these records here at the Jonas Cup here in 2025. Wow.
So here we are. I'm with the Jonas Cup runner-up, the previous winner at last year's inaugural event. It is Fractal. Fractal, man, what a great performance. You can hear from the crowd right now. You went to the decider against really your rival here in Portland. In the promo you cut, you mentioned he's not beaten you here, but now he's taken it in the 5th game. Your thoughts after that incredible match?
The numbers didn't lie. You say he's been my rival for this tournament, but I really think that rivalry extends far beyond this. I remember him coming up as a DAS player because he started as DAS, and he was so good. He could get 1 max out every single stream he did, and that was incredible for me. Like, it would only take him like 2 hours to get a max outs. And I wanted to be like him. So I practiced. And then we played each other when we started like all rolling, and we all became like hyper zoomers or whatever. And then that turn, and then we both became game crashers, and then we were both like competing for rank 1 in the all-important Premier poll, and then we both fell off at the same time too, and that was also. But then he came back, and then I didn't, and I felt like I needed to catch up to him. So there are layers. There are layers.
No, there definitely are. So, listen, you got to hoist the trophy last year. You came in as the reigning defending champion. You've had some really strong battles throughout the whole weekend. Can you talk about your full run here at Jonas Cup and how much difficult the competition has really gotten?
Can I talk about everybody? I kind of want to talk about everyone. Yes. Okay, so first off, my round of 32 opponents was Remy, and I'm going to throw you under the bus here. You told me that we were going to put us on CT2 because it was going to be, quote, an easy match that everybody knew what the answer was. But no, he is incredible. He made me nervous. He was surviving insane droughts. We had terrible seeds. And I came out of it. I thought I played it perfectly. And then he was a Tetris ahead of me somehow. He managed to come out points out of nowhere. And I was super impressed. And I hope that you will all look out for his name in the future. All right. Next we have Rose, who I have taken to calling the most unhinged Tetris player. And I was really nervous about that because I thought I was going to get clipped on. And I almost did, and we had some really awesome games. Like the first game, going all the distance, I had to keep my composure. Like Scout in his video said that I was more of a streaky type of person, so I've really been trying to focus on the consistency for this one, and that came through. And then there was the match with Sharky, and that match, honestly, not much needs to be said other than it was just incredible, but it did, I think, help prepare me for the later matches because I had to deal with his consistency all the way throughout. And each one was so close. I don't think there were more than a Tetris difference for each one, and that scared me like nothing else. And then semis. Semis, I had to play AV Geek. And I was playing AV Geek, and she had this crazy qualifier, and I knew I'd have to be going against somebody who could put up that many max sets in that few time. So I felt like I had to match, and I pushed, and I got some good scores, but at the very end, when at the very end, I let that third game slip away, and it seemed like she had been taking some time to really get adjusted, but that game, she really pulled through. It was incredible. The lead was overwhelming, and she didn't let her phase her. She kept incredible pace and went all the way throughout. And then I managed to get a lucky break on the end for that, and then that was the finals. And then there was Andy, and then I was so scared the first game that I would immediately top out and look really silly. But it ended up being the best game of DAS Tetris I've ever played. And I think at this point last year, I would have felt so confident. I would have felt that the win was guaranteed to be mine. And I told myself that here, but I don't have that confidence anymore because I know how good this Jonzo, when you get to him, ask him what a Jonzo is. I need to know. And then the second game was also insane. We both got back-to-back max outs, and I still thought I could win, and I tried so hard. I wanted it to last. I wanted to keep the streak going, but nothing lasts. I think that might be one of the last things. That might be one of the last things that Jonas taught us.
No, without question. I mean, we've talked about last year when you were the first Jonas Cup winner, how much you embody what he symbolizes as community. You've been someone that has gone forward and put the community first, and you honestly a valued member of this one. So we thank you for everything you've done. You've been a tremendous champion, and I'm sure that we will continue to see your exploits throughout Classic Tetris, because even though there's a loss here, the numbers may not lie. I have a feeling you'll be back.
I'd like to think so, but it's been no secret that I haven't been playing like at like the absolute top of tournaments play these years. Every time I'm up here, I think maybe this is the day that it might be the last one. Maybe it will end forever. Maybe this is the last time I talk to you up here. Who knows? But even if that doesn't come, I think I can still come to these events. I think I still have a great time. I think even before this finals match, Jonas Cup was a great success for me. And I don't think that changes.
No, it certainly doesn't. And obviously with the prize pool continuing to grow, you know, opportunity perhaps to get maybe one more run then for you, sir. Maybe we can get Fractal back in Germany. We'll see.
Top 2 already goes, right?
Is it confirmed, right? Yes? Yes. Yeah, something about the prize pool. We'll talk about it.
I think we get Fractal back in Germany.
There you go. He confirmed it. Folks, this is the runner-up for the Jonas Cup. It is Fractal 161. Congratulations, Fractal. And now we'll bring up the winner. He's done it. He's gotten over the mountain that he's been trying to climb. Folks, this is the Jonas Cup champion for 2025, Pixel Andy. You know, Andy, it has been a long journey. You know, Sharky ran down the list of everything that you've participated in, coming so close each time. You can taste the victory. What is it about this year's Jonas Cup that has made things so much more different to get over the hump?
I mean, it's just crazy. Like I swear I put up winning scores every single live tournament, and then just like something goes wrong. You know, like it's exactly what Fractal said. Something happens, but I think this tournament I was a lot more focused. I had a lot more resolve. You know, like I saw Fractal's promo and I knew that the numbers didn't lie. You know what I'm saying? I went into this tournament thinking I was gonna win, thinking I was gonna qualify for a seed, and I did. So it's good that I can finally have this one.
Yeah, and this one's certainly, you know, very sweet because you finally beat Fractal, right? He's given the history that every time you guys have been here, every step of the way you guys meet in the tournament, he's taken you down. So how really good do you feel about beating him to be the champion?
I mean, like, we've been rivals for a while. Like, obviously, me and Dog have, like, a huge rivalry as well. But, I mean, me and Fractal, I mean, he's just, like, he's a really good Tetris player. I mean, he's, like, one of the best to ever do it. I mean, like, I have played him here at Portland Retro Gaming up to 3 other times. I've lost him every single time. I'm not gonna lie. So, like, he really does own me. But, like, this time, I was able to do a reversal here. And I do want to talk about the finals game, but we'll get there eventually.
Oh, we're going to get there in a moment. So, I mean, obviously, yeah, your side of the bracket was extremely difficult, right? You've got all these great players. The match with Scooty was incredible, right? Everything's leading up to that match. Then you face Dog, your brother, which, you know, end up sweeping him. So, I mean, how often are you sweeping Dog and Daz, really? And then you face Fractal, right? So we get into that, and you want to talk about this big game, right? You're down, we go into game 4, really, down 2-1, right? It's all on the line. You know, what are your thoughts going in, and, you know, can we pull this out?
Well, okay, before we talk about that, we have to talk about me versus Scooty. Since me versus Scooty, he went on the top 8, but, like, genuinely, that was, like, obviously, this is, like, literally the second best, like, match that I've ever played in a live event. I mean, he got, like, 1.1, 1.08. I mean, that was absolutely, like, insane to play against. Especially that 1.1 the first game. I'm like, frick, bro. Like, Scooty got 1.1 the first game, and then Fractal gets 1.25 the first game, and it's like, PB. Like, bro, shut up, bro. Like, my gosh, man. But, like, I mean, yeah, I mean, so I just have to mention that Scooty match first before we get into that. But, yeah, Fractal down 1-2, right? He told me, or he just told whoever he's talking to, just the air or whatever. He just said it out loud that, like, his hands were shaking, right? And I was like, that's good. You know what I'm saying? Cause, like, my hands are low-key not shaking. I've been here before. I've been here, like, multiple times, but I've just never won. So my hands were not shaking. You know, like, as you can see, they're basically not shaking at all. So Yeah, after he topped out at level 20 in game 4, I was like, okay, maybe I actually do have a chance. Like, maybe this is the one, right? And then that last game right there, that was toe to toe. I just kept up with him. I just kept up the pace. He had to go aggressive, and there's just huge droughts. And then, man, I mean, I don't know. I'm just super glad to finally win one.
No, certainly. You know, Scout put out a great video right before Jonas Cup here, you know, explaining your whole history and what it's been to get to this point and what it means now at this moment, right? So the Jonas Cup obviously is a DAS tournament that helps, you know, fuel our winner to go to Germany. You got the chance to go last year as a Final Four contender. Now you've cemented it as the champion to head back on there. Your thoughts on, you know, getting maybe the potential rematch with Gio? You know, we had Robin here. The whole host of those Europeans that are looking to really take you on one more time. What are your thoughts there?
I mean, I'm just going over there. I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win. Like, Robin's not gonna beat me this time, and Gio, I don't know about Gio. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I mean, if he was here, I don't know, maybe, but he's not here, so yeah, I'm gonna win for 100%. 100%.
All right. So final thoughts here, Andy. You know, obviously Fractal wants me to ask you what a Jonzo is, but we won't go there, right? I never get an answer anyway. But you know, you're standing right behind the 7-time greatest of all time, right, Jonas? This is a celebration of his life and what he meant to the community as a whole. We had Danny speak some wonderful words. Vince, of course, mentioned about the community. What does it mean to, you know, represent Jonas as a champion here in Portland?
I mean, it really is an honor. Like, I never was able to meet him in person. I wish that I could have at some point, but like, I mean, it is honestly an honor. Okay, sorry, they're about to shut down, but it is honestly an honor to, especially I heard some of the commentators like Chris Tang, whatever, you know, they're saying like I remind them of Jonas, like the way that I was playing, and like even Chris Tang called me the template, which is like low-key, it's like low-key a lame name, but like I get where he's coming from, right? And it's like, yeah, I mean, nah, it is genuinely an honor to play this event and win it, and I feel like, you know, we can carry on what he put forward, and yeah.
No, without question. You, Fractal, Dog, Alex T, Scooty, many of you have continued to honor his legacy here. And it is now my esteemed honor, Vince Clemente, the president and CEO of CTWC, will now present you with your Jonas Cup trophy. Ladies and gentlemen, the Jonas Cup 2025 winner, Pixel Andy.